welcome to Turning It Up. We are a mommy-daughter team that loves people and thrill in finding and sharing ideas, tips, and tools for the everyday person to truly find themselves and live the extraordinary lives they are really meant to live. I am Kiara Bowden.
And Heather Christensen. Welcome. We're so grateful you've joined us. Please, if you are watching this and you like what you're hearing, be sure to give us a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. This is the fourth video of Living the Higher Self series. Last week, we talked about the conscious and the subconscious mind and how important it was to really understand what's going on inside of us so we actually know what we're dealing with in order to do something about it. So today it's all about reprogramming and what we have found are the most effective ways.
Yeah, so last week we did a spotlight on Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is a cell biologist, and he's the one who revealed the science of how our cells are actually a product of our environment versus a product of just our genetic makeup. So in a video that we discussed last time, he said that there are some ways to rewrite the program of our mind, and we wanted to talk about them. The first is by hypnosis, which sounds a little crazy. I always just think of, like, on cruise, they have, like, hypnosis shows and stuff like that where you have people do ridiculous things in front of each other. That's what I think of when I think of hypnosis, but we're actually talking about a helpful and very real type of hypnosis. Um,
Self-hypnosis.
yeah, yeah. So if you watch the video, he actually mentioned going to bed at night and listening to a recording of what you wanted to reprogram to. That is essentially hypnosis. So we should probably introduce the brain waves, the brain patterns, which will help us understand why hypnosis works and when your brain is the most teachable to new ideas. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea, Kiara. Why don't you take it away?
Oh, awesome. I could be the scientist today.
Yes.
Okay, so for the brain waves, we have gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Lots of Greek words here. So gamma is our really high frequency, rapid, excited, like lots of stuff going on. Takes a lot of energy from you to be in that phase. Then we have beta, which is what we're probably normally in day to day, just, you know,
Working
function.
in the kitchen.
Yeah, functioning and high functioning too. Like you're very alert and awake. And then you have alpha. Alpha is the state, it's your brain waves start slowing down, and it's a state that you're actually in right before you fall asleep. And so you are in a very low key, low energy state. And then it translates into theta, which takes you into a sponge like state with your brain, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
This is where your subconscious really takes over and comes out. And beta, or not beta, alpha into theta is really where you want to be for the hypnosis or repetition to work. And
And
then,
you'll actually go transition from one to the other quite a bit.
yeah, so theta is where you're actually having like rapid dreams, not rapid dreams, but very like vivid dreams. You're very
Rapid.
creative in the state, which is why you have crazy dreams, stuff like that. So, and then you also have delta at the very end, which is a very, very deep sleep that you really want because that's your regenerative, healing type of sleep that everybody needs. You really want to be in alpha and theta for stuff like hypnosis to really work. So I mean, hypnosis is a little bit self-explanatory. I think most of us have heard the term enough before. But the second one that we really want to hit is repetition. So, Mom, why don't you talk about repetition? Our favorite word.
Repetition, repetition, repetition. Well, Dr. Lipton had mentioned if you tell yourself you are unhappy all day, you will continue to be unhappy all day for every day. On the other hand, if you tell yourself you are happy all day long, day after day, after day, after day, after day, one day you wake up and you're happy. Your subconscious finally got it. So something that we found is super important, however, is the heart-mind connection in this repetition. It's super powerful in reprogramming the mind. Kiara, you had talked about something about powerful feelings.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So repetition is definitely a huge part of being able to like reprogram your subconscious. But science has showed that you really need to feel what you are saying. And it is that feeling in your heart that sends the signals to your subconscious to be able to create that feeling and that reality that you're repeating, right? So if you're saying, I am happy, and you feel absolutely miserable while you're saying it, it's going to take a lot longer for that repetition to work. But if you can recreate that feeling of happiness in your heart, maybe think of a loved one or something like that, while you say, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, then it's going to take a lot shorter time to impress on that subconscious mind.
Yeah, yeah. So that connection between the heart and the mind, there are ways to get there. And one of those is meditation.
Mm.
I really had not been a meditator. What did you think about meditation, Kiara, when you first heard about meditation?
I just think of yoga. I've never had like a bad taste for meditation or the thought of it in my head. I've never heard anything negative about it, but I was always just like, who has time for that?
Well, yeah.
It's
I actually thought of, people sitting in the
like
lotus
monks.
position.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
dedicate their life to meditating.
And I didn't have time for it either.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's hard. If you don't know the science or the reasoning behind meditation and how important it is, you're never gonna make time for it.
Right. So then we talk about why meditation is important. Why is meditation important to you, Kiara? What have you found a difference in your life once you started meditating?
Oh, that is a deep question. Um, I think that it really goes back to that heart-mind connection that we're gonna talk about, and it's really allowed me to tap into my feelings better. I've been able My mother will be a witness to this. I am a very passionate person, which can manifest in good and bad ways. And when you are parenting a 11-month-old and a 2.5-year-old, it may not come out in the best ways possible. And so for me, it's really been a place where I can manifest the type of mother or the type of person that I want to be and really regroup and actually become that person instead of just feeling guilty and sorry for myself for the way that I lash out or I don't know, etc.
Yeah, I love how you talked about how it gave you the chance to look at your feelings. It gave you a chance to turn inside and pay attention to what's going on the
Yeah,
inside, right?
yeah, me and
And
Carson is my husband. If we see each other get frustrated, we're like, "All right, take 10, go do a meditation." We always come back much happier, or we come back 3 hours later because somebody fell asleep during meditation.
it's true. It can get you there too, but that's okay. That's not always bad unless your spouse is waiting with the kids going, ah.
Oh, also, I think it's important to mention when we talk about meditation, we're not talking about just sitting there and thinking in your brain. We're actually talking about listening to recorded meditations that
Yeah.
help guide you through, or just music.
Yeah, you could do music. You could also do your own meditations. You could do silent meditation where you just focus on what's going on inside and you visualize. There are
That's
lots of
usually
different
the one
kinds of
where we fall
meditation.
asleep, though, not gonna lie.
So Kiara was talking about the feeling and connecting to that subconscious, impressing that strong feeling, that powerful feeling up on the subconscious mind. So if you have a negative thought and a negative feeling, you're going to want to stop it in its track, right? And that meditation, if you are in the habit of meditation, you can get there a lot quicker to be able to internalize what just hit me, what went on, because it gives you that opportunity to come to know what's going on inside. So when you have that negative feeling, you want to stop that. You want to be able to change it to a very positive, strong feeling. Like, what are some positive, strong feelings, Kiara?
Love, I always think of when I held my babies for the first time.
Oh,
There's
that's so
no there's
sweet.
no greater love. I do think of my husband occasionally, I will say that. But there's just a different type of love that comes with that, and that's just such a powerful one. And like we said, to combat the negative, because negative feelings are very powerful, you really need a strong core memory to give you that powerful love feeling that you need to combat it.
Yeah. So let's talk about some components of meditation that are really helpful. It doesn't have to be that lotus position. It doesn't have to be hours and hours. Like Kiara was saying, she and Carson will like take 10 minutes and go do it. It can even be 5 minutes. Um, so the key components are of an ideal meditation are focused attention and a quiet place without distraction, comfortable position. It can be sitting or lying down, slow and steady breathing, focus on the heart to connect the heart to the mind. And you could do 5 minutes or more, that's ideal. But when you get into it and start understanding the protocol, you can quickly get into it. It can even take 30 seconds, 10 seconds of breathing. Actually, that's too short to me.
Well,
But
I
if you just start breathing slowly. Go ahead, what?
yeah, I mean, I was gonna say we've been doing this for quite some time now, and I don't even need a quiet place without distraction anymore because oftentimes I can't get that because I'm a solo parent during the day while my husband's at work.
Right.
So, but because I've been able to train myself and my body and my thoughts, I am able to get into that meditative state within a couple of seconds and only be able to keep it for 30 seconds to a minute, but that alone helps.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It helps. And that's why I was saying that was the ideal
For sure.
meditation, and I don't know how many people have that ideal chance.
I don't I don't know if many people do have that,
But
especially in
that's
the moment that they need it, you know?
uh yeah. I would like to take you guys through a meditation, just to practice meditation. It's kind of fun. And we're going to give you those components, and it would be fun for you to be able to practice this through the week if you want. So before we begin, I would like you to think of an affirmation you would like in your life, such as, I am happy, I am powerful, I am confident, I have lots of friends, I love life, or picture the self that you're wanting. So, to start this meditation, find a comfortable sitting or standing position. Notice how you're feeling at the moment. Close or open your eyes. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. Most people do better with their eyes open, but the Heart Math Institute trains people to do it with their eyes open because they can't close their eyes while they're playing a sport. So,
But
as
you
you're
do take in 80% of your information through your eyes, so if you're practicing, it's probably good protocol to close your eyes.
I had to. I
Yeah,
had to
I
close
have
my
to
eyes.
too.
Yeah. And I like to close my eyes because
Me
I'm very
too,
visual.
me too.
Okay, so if you want, or if you don't want, but I would recommend closing your eyes. So find a quiet place. Hopefully, you're in a quiet place when you're doing this, but just close your eyes and begin breathing deeply and steadily through your nose if you can. Go 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out, and 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out. Or find a pace, find a pace that is comfortable for you. As you're breathing, focus on the heart. You can even put your hand over your heart just to remind you of where that is. But picture your heart and breathe in for 5 and breathe out. Now picture your heart as the lung of your body. You're going to breathe in and breathe out. And as you are breathing in and out through your heart, smile and picture something, a memory that makes you so happy. Maybe where you feel love, empowered by love and gratitude. And keep breathing in and breathing out. Now, think of your affirmation. What were you saying to yourself? I am powerful. I am happy. I am successful. Now take a moment and come back to the room around you and notice how you feel. Did you notice a difference? We would like to have your comments below if that made an impact on you. We found that this exercise, when you practice it, and sometimes people have a really hard time getting into it at first, but with practice, you can get it. We found that this exercise is so important for people to do when they're feeling that negativity and even before they begin repeating their affirmations, because it is that feeling, that powerful feeling that allows you to get to that subconscious and start reprogramming. So for our listeners this week, we would like you to practice this protocol. You can play some good meditative music. And if you want to do it in silence, that's fine. We would love to hear your experiences. So make sure and comment below. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Kiara?
No, I think that's a great note to end on. We will be back, everybody, with the next episode. I don't think we're 100% sure what we're talking about yet, but it will come.
It's a surprise next week.
All
We have
right.
some ideas, but we'll surprise you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.